Welcome back. In my previous tutorial, we drafted the pattern of this overbust conical corset, and in this tutorial we are going to be doing the cutting and sewing. I did not cut out the dart earlier because I don't want the pattern piece to go missing. After cutting out a pattern like this, you are going to fold your fabric into two. Then you are going to place all the pattern on it like so. You arrange it carefully and pin it down. First thing you want to do is to add your sewing allowance. So here I already pin it down, and what I'm going to do now is to add 0.5 sewing allowance all around this pattern except for the side, because I already added the side seam while I was drafting the pattern. If you are yet to see the pattern drafting tutorial, I'm going to link the video in the description. Kindly check it out. So what I'm doing here is adding 0.5 sewing allowance all around this my pattern paper except for the last one, which is the third one here, which already has the side seam. So guys, I'm done adding it. I already cut it out. This is what it looks like after cutting it out. The same thing applies to the front bodies. Like I have it here, I already cut it out. I cut out the lining as well. So after cutting out the fabric and the lining, you're going to add your feasible interface to the wrong side of the fabric and the lining as well. I'm done doing that, and this is what it looks like. As you can see, I have 4 pieces, 2 for the actual fabric, then 2 for the lining as well. Then I had feasible interface to the wrong side of everything. After that, now we're going to arrange the fabric carefully. So you can use your pattern to arrange it, or you just number it one after the other so that you don't mix it up. For the back, we're going to have 6 pieces, as you can see, 3 for each side, and we're going to be joining all of the 3 together. We are going to have 2 sides, 1 and 2. Same thing applies to the lining. We're going to arrange it the same way. So just like you see me pinning it, so you go ahead and pin all of the fabric piece together just to avoid mixing it up, because the pattern looks a bit similar except for the side. So the way you arrange the front, the way you arrange the back, we're going to arrange the front as well. So for the front, we have 5 pieces instead of 6 that we have at the back. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pin all of these 5 pieces together as well, just like the way we pin this back piece. Then after pinning them, I'm going to join them with my sewing allowance. So guys, I'm done doing that, and as you can see, after sewing it, I went ahead to open press. This is really important when you are sewing. Either you are making a corset or any other type of garment, as you are sewing, you keep pressing, you iron it, you open up your sewing allowance and you iron it flat. It will make your work look neat and more better. So here is the back piece, the fabric and the lining, just like the way we did for the front, just like the way you did for the fabric. Whatever you do on the fabric, you're going to do on the lining as well. So we're going to start by working on the lining, and we're going to start with the boning technique. So we are doing the invisible boning technique, meaning we're going to be sewing our boning on the sewing allowance of the lining. The boning is going to be on the lining, and we're going to be running the boning on the sewing allowance. This is why it is important that you open press your sewing allowance, you open up the sewing allowance and you iron it. So that is what I mean by open press. Then I'm going to have another one in between. You can have as many boning lines as possible. Same thing for the back, on this open space, and also at the center back where we're going to have our highlight, we're going to run our boning on both sides of the back as well. So it's going to be a step-by-step process. So, and I'm going to sew by this side. Just to save our time, I already started sewing. I just wanted to show us this last one, so that we'll see. Before you start, you wrap the edge of your boning with a fabric. As you can see, I've done for all of this. Then you're going to run your boning on the sewing line. So you're going to sew your boning on the sewing allowance like this. You open it up and you sew from the beginning to the end, leaving ½ inch allowance at the beginning and at the end. Remember, we have ½ inch allowance at the top, which we are going to use to turn our lining. Now for the back piece, the first thing is to work on that part where we are going to have our highlight, and the first thing you are going to do is to mark out your ½ inch sewing allowance that you added when you are cutting out the pattern on the fabric. As you can see, this is going to be a guideline on where to place your boning. The next thing, you are going to place your boning on it beside that line. Do not forget to wrap the edge of your boning with a piece of fabric or a masking tape, but I'll suggest you use a piece of fabric, because sometimes your masking tape, the glue on the tape might not allow this thing to sew very well. So now that you are done with that, the next thing is to mark 0.75. That is the space that you are going to put. That's the space in which you are going to have your eyelet dice. except if you want to use a bigger size, then you can measure 1 inch. So before sewing the boning, it is optional. You can decide to add your hard stay. You fuse a hard stay or maybe a medium weight soft stay before you start placing the boning. It's just to give that part more strength and structure. It is optional. You can also do it like this, or you go ahead and double your stay at that part if you know that you don't want that part to be too strong or too thick. Especially if you are working with a smaller size, you might not need to add stay. So now I'll go ahead and sew another boning on this sewing allowance, and I'm going to do the same thing for both sides of the back. After doing it, I went ahead to press it. As you can see, this one, the other one I didn't press it yet. So after that, the next thing now is to join the front and the back piece together. You place it on each other like this, and you take the side seam on both sides. Okay, so we're still working on the lining. The same process applies to the front. It's just that the front does not have. After taking the side seam, you can decide to go ahead and add another boning. All right, so for this one, we are going to be having a little bit of caging around this cone part. All right, it's going to be coming across like this on both sides. I'm still going to show us very well, just to maintain the shape that we have. All right, that this cone shape that we have by the side, it is that boning. We're going to run it on it. So for the actual fabric, you are going to maintain the same process. It's just that it does not have a boning on it. Okay, you place the front, you place the back on the front like so, and you take the side seam. All right, after taking the side seam, I cut up the excesses. Now I'm going to be placing the boning on the sewing allowance by the side like so, just like we did for the center back. I'm going to run it through, following the shape that I have by the side. Remember that this shape is not a straight line, so you need to maintain it just like we do our bust caging. But this one, I'm just going to have few boning, maybe like 3 bonings. I don't want it to be too much because I just want it to support it. I just want a support. That's what I want. So I'm going to be placing one on the side like so, and also on the other side. You can have more than one line. You can have 2, 3, or multiple lines. You can do a proper caging, add your hard stay. If you do not know how to do a bust caging, I have a video on how to do caging. I'm going to link it here as well. And as you can see, I'm done with that. And as you can see, I just have about 3 lines, 2 by the side and 1 at the side, because I only wanted to support it. So here you can go ahead and cover it with stay, or you can go ahead and leave it like this, as long as it's not going to be showing outside or on your main fabric. Then the outside, this is how it's going to look like. Make sure you maintain the shape of that cone. All right, so the next thing we're going to do now is to turn the actual fabric with the lining, and we're going to do inseam finishing. So you place it on each other like this, right side facing each other, and you are going to align everything. You align it and you pin it down. Make sure you align it. It is important to align. Make sure it is correct. Then you are going to stitch all around with sewing allowance of 0.5. Now I'm done sewing, and here is what it looks like. I stitch at the top, at the bottom, and also one side of the center back. Okay, so when you are doing this, do not forget to add your hem gum. And I have one side that is open. As you can see, one side should be open, and from this side is where you're going to bring out your fabric from. Depending on the hemline of your top, or depending on what you want to do, if you want to add yoke, if you want to add sleeve, or whatever you want to do to it. But because this one, the hemming is straightforward, it does not have too much design, so I just decided to turn everything. You can decide to tape the hem of your top, and you can decide to have a total finishing. So once you are done turning, the next thing is to cover everything up. Okay, so this is how the inside is going to look like. So the sewing allowance will be inside, and as you can see this part, you see how curvy it is. So when you are running your boning, make sure that you follow the shape of that cone. Now we're going to do the molding. It's called molding, where you are trying to maintain the shape of what you have. All right, maintaining the shape. Molding is used for caging most of the time, the cup part and so on like that. So you're going to place your bust arm under it like this. Then you're going to iron according to the shape. Do not iron flat so that you don't ruin the shape of that side. So the ironing and the way you iron also matters. Okay, as you can see, the shape is coming out already, so there's no how this shape wants to become flat. This bust arm here is handmade. I have about 2 of it that I did myself. So if you do not know how to do it, or you want to know how to do this kind of bust arm, kindly let me know in the comment section. So you can rock this top alone, or you can rock it with a dress, a shirt, or a top. And with that, we are done with this tutorial. Thank you very much for watching up to this moment, up to this point. Do not forget to like this video, share so that we can reach as many people as possible that might find this video helpful. And do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment section if you have a video request. Kindly let me know. Until we meet again in my next one. Bye bye.